This is Iraqi Dinar Today latest news, where we dissect the intricate developments in global currency markets, focusing today on a pivotal shift rumored to be underway for Iraq's national currency. An extraordinary report has emerged from deep within financial circles, alleging a powerful yet discreet directive that links the former U.S. administration, specifically President Donald Trump, to a mandated repositioning of the Iraqi dinar. The core of this electrifying information suggests a move intended to anchor the dinar at a rate within a text 5% by dollar margin of parity with the US dollar. If these claims are substantiated, the financial implications are massive, pointing toward a significant re-entry of the Iraqi currency onto the international stage at a valuation considered unthinkable just a few years ago, fundamentally altering the calculus of Iraq's economic future and global trade relationships. We urge our viewers to remain engaged until the end of this broadcast, as the layers of this story reveal a coordination effort that could redefine regional and global finance. Over recent months, a low-frequency but persistent hum of unusual activity has been detected across the networks connecting the United States Treasury and Iraqi financial authorities, sparking intense interest among seasoned financial commentators and banking executives. The precise technical phrase that has repeatedly surfaced in private conversations and interbank communications is within T-text 5% a dollar par of the US dollar. This terminology is highly specific, suggesting a formal intention to peg the Iraqi dinar's value extremely close to the single US dollar benchmark, potentially fluctuating only in a managed band, hypothetically between 475 and 525 per Iraqi dinar unit. The practical effect of such a dramatic shift would be an immediate and profound transformation of Iraq's standing in the international marketplace, validating long-held positions by economists who argue the nation's currency remains drastically undervalued relative to its colossal reserves of oil wealth and significant gold holdings. These economic indicators appear to be converging, signaling that the global financial community is finally prepared to recognize the true underlying value of Iraq's assets. The concept of a par within text of 5% is not merely speculative banking slang. It is precise technical language utilized within the formal machinery of international finance, most notably by bodies such as the International Monetary Fund, IMF, when a member nation successfully engineers a transition toward a more stable, yet flexible managed currency band. In this structural model, the nation's central bank, in this case the Central Bank of Iraq, commits to allowing its currency to trade marginally above or below a predetermined target rate. This control mechanism is designed to maintain overall economic stability and prevent wild swings while simultaneously retaining sufficient flexibility to incentivize legitimate international trade and attract long-term foreign direct investment. Should Iraq successfully adopt and maintain this managed model, stabilizing the dinar near a dollar-to-dinar ratio would represent an immense historical watershed, particularly after enduring decades of devastating financial uncertainty and the arduous, costly process of post-conflict reconstruction. For the average Iraqi citizen and international business interests alike, this could mark the long-awaited turning point toward predictable and robust economic growth. Careful scrutiny by economic observers reveals that the Republic of Iraq has been diligently executing a multi-year strategy in preparation for precisely this momentous currency repositioning. The Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, has invested heavily in modernizing its entire digital infrastructure, integrating seamless digital payment systems, and securing its full connectivity to the global SWIFT network, the primary interbank messaging system for cross-border transactions. Furthermore, the CBI has forged crucial strategic partnerships with major American banking institutions, notably J.P. Morgan and Citibank, specifically to enhance the speed, security, and transparency of international settlement processes. Concurrently, the government has pursued rigorous anti-corruption campaigns and systematically withdrawn large, outdated currency denominations from circulation, which are critical, non-negotiable prerequisites for any nation seeking to manage a credible, globally recognized currency rate. These substantial interconnected reforms are the essential foundational groundwork for building the domestic and international confidence demanded before any major, externally validated currency valuation adjustment can proceed. adding, "A compelling layer of complexity and coordination to this unfolding narrative is the verified and consistent involvement of high-ranking United States financial officials and veteran policy advisors who have reportedly made numerous trips to Baghdad for sustained consultations. These high-level meetings, which have included discussions with Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani and the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, Ali Mohsen al-Alaq, are said to have focused intensively on technical subjects, optimizing the control and flow of U.S. dollars within the Iraqi economy, comprehensive currency reform methodologies, and the crucial practical preparation for settling international trade transactions with reduced, rather than heavy, dependence on physical U.S. cash transfers. When these demonstrable governmental and institutional actions are placed in direct alignment with the persistent reports of a U.S.-backed directive for dollar-dinar parity, a clear pattern emerges. The disparate pieces of evidence begin to lock together, suggesting not a series of random events but the carefully synchronized execution of a much larger, internationally coordinated financial strategy. The reported, yet unverified, connection of President Donald Trump to such a sensitive and consequential currency operation raises obvious questions, particularly given his current status as a private citizen. Analysts who specialize in geopolitical economy provide context by pointing to Trump's well-documented historical preference for strong, asset-backed national currencies, his consistent advocacy for achieving equitable international trade balances, and his long-standing focus on securing reliable domestic and allied energy independence. Iraq, as a nation abundantly rich in vast oil reserves, untapped mineral wealth, and immense unrealized economic potential, aligns perfectly with this specific philosophical framework. By actively encouraging and supporting Iraq in stabilizing its national currency at a rate near the U.S. dollar, the alleged directive could serve multiple strategic objectives. It could effectively lock in stable and reliable oil pricing benchmarks, simultaneously diminish the influence of regional rivals dependent on financial opacity, and powerfully reinforce the U.S. dollar's continuing, albeit challenged, global dominance in crucial commodity markets. From a high-level geopolitical perspective, this alignment is viewed as a highly advantageous synchronization of both core economic and long-term strategic interests for all involved parties. The existence of this alleged U.S.-backed parity order is confirmed. The potential sphere of influence would quickly extend far beyond Iraq's borders, potentially creating a significant ripple effect across the wider global financial landscape. Numerous veteran currency observers hold the belief that a successful, internationally sanctioned revaluation of the Iraqi Dinar could serve as a powerful catalyst, potentially encouraging other developing, resource-rich nations with currently undervalued currencies to follow a similar path of economic correction. Nations that are frequently cited in this context include countries like Vietnam or Indonesia, whose national currencies are generally deemed to be disproportionately low in value relative to their proven export strength and rapidly modernizing economies. This hypothetical sequential shift is often referred to, somewhat controversially, as a global currency reset. While this phrase often attracts intense speculative debate, the core economic principle remains simple and factual. As national economies successfully modernize, strengthen their financial institutions, and build measurable hard assets, their respective currencies should naturally and accurately adjust to reflect their true underlying national wealth. Iraq is now positioned to potentially become the first and most prominent major example of this long-anticipated financial correction in the projected 2025 timeframe. From a purely economic perspective, Iraq is currently operating from a position of measurable strength, a status unparalleled at any point within the last 2 decades since the conflict began. The nation's daily crude oil production has achieved a stable, robust output of nearly tar-text $5 million barrels per day, creating a massive, predictable stream of hard currency. Its foreign currency reserves, a crucial measure of national financial health, have reportedly surged to levels well in excess of $110 billion. Domestic inflation is currently contained, and the national government's fiscal deficit has significantly narrowed, a direct and positive result of the substantial increase in higher global oil prices and resulting export revenues. These key macroeconomic indicators represent the precise, textbook conditions that global financial institutions look for in a country actively preparing to implement a profound and far-reaching new currency valuation. When this financial readiness is coupled with the recent legislative finalization and approval of a comprehensive currency reform framework by Iraqi leaders, the message becomes clear. The leadership in aid